Oh, we can also play without him since Chris is going to leave. Anyway, and this is where we last left off. You are now outside, and, there's, of course, Anna still being the bountiful, joyful little child she is. And to be honest, Valaki, it just feels much nicer than the other town. This is, of course, still happening, Rika particularly and the others still feel pretty positive about this town. It still seems like a great place, much safer haven than any of the other places you've been to. But of course, Septimus and Saban, you had the curtain be pulled back ever so slightly, and a few things start to seem a bit off. But alas, you're here now, so might as well make the best out of it. So, where would you like to go? What would you like to do? The stage is yours.
What time is it?
Looking up at the rotation of the sun, or simply asking Saban, because, he's like a nature guy and knows all this stuff by looking into the sky, I think.
I don't have keen mind.
You don't? Is that not part of your feature? Good.
No, that's keen mind. That's a different feature.
Okay, then.
No, keen mind always knows the time and north.
Well, it's just like
You
he
look
got
at the
these
sky
nature
and see where the
superpowers.
sun is.
It's like, I know the map completely. I was like, maybe he also does that, because, he's a little nature guy. I was like, maybe he...
Yeah, those are different things.
Okay, in any case...
I know maps, and I know how to find food, shelter,
by
and
looking
water.
at the general direction of the sun, you can determine that right now... What did I say last time?
I don't know, Daniel. I didn't keep a note of that. I think it was
I'm
like...
jesting. I'm jesting. I recall. Right now, you'd say it's slowly approaching afternoon. Like, before that, you were sort of afternoon, but now it's more and more coming into afternoon. To put it into sort of our terms, you'd say like 2 o'clock or so.
And we were supposed to meet Vasily in this tavern...
At 5.
At 5.
So you got
6.
3 hours. Was it 6?
It was 6.
All right, 6.
I think, yeah.
In that case, it's 3 o'clock. You have 3 hours left. Literally, the one thing I remember was the amount of hours you have left until he comes back. So that's what we're going with. You have 3 hours.
I mean, I guess 3 hours we could technically sit in the tavern.
You could. It's completely up to you.
Last time we ended up, when we got into the tavern, we still had 5 hours. No, wait, even more than that.
I think I've mentioned it before, but, you have the cart with you. It doesn't take a long time to travel from one point to the other. To travel from one end of the city to the other would maybe approximately, with the cart, take 15, maybe 20 minutes. So you can basically... It's not a matter of travel time. That's not going to be an issue. What would you like to do?
Get rich.
How would you do that? What's your plan? You see a woman wandering down the street. She looks gullible. Maybe you can involve her somehow in a scam.
No, out of character. In character, right. I don't know.
Well, the woman still seems gullible.
I'm good. I'm a good person.
Are we low on funds? I don't think so. So
Very well then.
To be honest, everything that I need to do, like, these 3 hours are kind of an awkward moment because I don't have something that I would specifically like to do. Like, I was thinking when we meet Vasily, we can just ask him to, where his house is so we can go. We can drop off the kids there along with Irene if she wants to stay and babysit or whatever. And then we can go out like drinking or exploring or whatever.
So essentially you didn't plan this really out.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be meeting. Like Vasily said that he's gonna pull strings so we can meet the burgomaster tomorrow. So during these few hours, I really don't have anything that I want to do. I'm just gonna follow the herd.
All right. Rika,
I
Spawn.
mean, we were supposed to look for the location of the.
Yeah, that's what you
Raven,
told
yeah.
me last time you were going to plan on doing, but
Yeah, but
it's up
how
to
are we
you
gonna
guys.
find it during the day?
Sorry?
I mean, we have 3 hours, and we are pretty quickly to be able to locate throughout the
Yep.
village. It's not exactly a large city. We can at least try.
Certainly.
All right, but is it safe to have kids with us?
Probably not.
So
Let's do it anyway.
no, let's not. I
I
would
mean,
much
unless
rather
we're
we
splitting
don't.
up, we can just travel with the cart.
Okay, fair enough. Let's do it like that then.
All right.
All right.
No.
So, what do you do?
Search for the Grey Raven Inn,
Okay, so how do you go about this? Do you all go onto the cart and you drive where to? Or would you like to simply drive at a slow pace, sort of just looking around and taking it all in, you know?
Drive at a slow pace and look out for any interesting characters, any kind of like anyone who would give a vibe of someone in the know.
Okay.
Maybe
so,
go into the more rundown part of town if there is such part of town.
All right. So, let me just
So
refocus.
If people agree.
we're going around doing vibe checks.
Okay. Who's driving?
I suppose I'm driving still.
So let me guess, right? You're driving to what trying to look for the, worst parts of town.
Yeah, I don't think we like. Was there any indication that the place is in the worst part of town?
You've got basically nothing more than what the man gave you.
Yeah.
Your conclusions are yours to take.
I mean, I'd say if you must, just send Saban into the seedy part of town and go around the rest of the place yourselves. That way the kids don't end up there.
To be pretty fair, like, where you're already at seems not exactly not seedy. With the thing you've seen in the alleyway.
I mean, that seemed like town business, so.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah, so what's the seedy part of the seedy town?
yeah, okay, fair enough. The town itself isn't, but the business you've seen there. Anyway.
Yeah. Because I'm not sure if it would be in a seedy part. If the front of it is that it's just the place for ornithologists to get together.
So, how would you like to go about this? Are you going to drive to are you trying to look for the seedy worst parts of the town? Are you going to talk with people? Are you going to look out for shady characters? What's the plan here? Give me a picture. How are you going?
I'm trying to ask, are we gonna stick together or are you gonna send Saban off to the seedy parts?
I am
The
not
rest of the
giving
city
you
with
that
the
coin.
cart? I'm not asking for the coin. All I need is the tavern place. We're not going in yet. We're just looking for its location. We don't need the coin yet, I think. We're just looking for a tavern called Grey Raven Inn. Or an inn called Grey Raven's Inn.
I mean, I'm good at talking to people, so
Fair enough. I'm gonna talk to people as well.
Okay.
Will
So,
we all stay with the cart?
I suppose Savan can go and check out some of the seedier places.
All right.
okay. Saban, you will be heading off by yourself then.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if it's close by, I'll ride on the cart until I get closer to it.
All right. Well, it's going to be your judgment call on when to hop off. as to for you two, you're going to, actively sort of ride around and talk with people. Are you looking for any specific kind of people to talk to try and figure this out? Shady people, you were saying?
Yeah, I think I'm going to look for shady people, which is why I will specifically be wearing, like, Septimus will specifically be wearing his cloak to hide his armor.
Yeah.
Like the point, try to look shady.
Try to look shady to fit in.
Try to look like Saban.
Yeah.
And Rika's going to be Rika and ask people.
Yeah, Rika is just going to be Rika. She's just going to be there, and there's always something slightly off-putting. That glint in her eye that just tells you, like, at any moment she might throw a fireball.
Oh, she crazy.
She crazy, man. She crazy.
Oh, we love her.
Absolutely. Right. If both of you would like to try and find people to talk to, both of you can either roll insight, or you can give one or the other advantage on roll. As for Saban, you roll me perception to see if you can try and determine, like, at what point you want to basically jump off and try to find your own luck in any part that you may deem shady.
So, I have a +5.
How much perception do you have? Okay, insight. How much
and for perception, I
level?
also have a +5.
In that case, I will help you.
So, rolling insight or perception?
You two are rolling insight because you want to talk with people and you're trying to look for shady.
Could I give him advantage, though?
You can give him advantage, but then you don't roll yourself.
Okay.
Saban, to answer your question, like the alleyways you went through in this area, as well as partly within this area, but more like inside, like there was an inner block, seemed a little bit more shady, as did some of the buildings within this reach.
All right.
That's why I did say you're not exactly in the best of parts of town right now yourself.
All right. So it was none of the places on our way to the.
Not on the main road. No, absolutely not. Right, sorry. You rolled? Oh, 21. All right. Okay, so... Saban, feel free to jump off at any point where I'm moving you.
I suppose in that case, those inner blocks are a good place to start.
All right. You can be left there. We're gonna have you... you two thinking, like, the main road is the one most traveled, so that's where you're most likely going to get the best of informations, and even so, you as you go travel along it, you talk to people, try and see if you see anyone who's shady, and eventually you get the idea, like, the main road has a lot of people, but maybe not the kind of people we're looking for. So eventually you start going a little bit of a side path, just the longer way around, the sort of pointless way around, to try and see anyone that you could find. Now, both of you are on the lookout, and with the help of Septimus, sort of looking over your shoulder and putting things out, basically increasing your roll by 5, you are capable to... let me roll a chance just to see how good you are, because 21 ain't bad at all. Well, you see you find an alleyway. Within that alleyway, you see, well, what can only be described as a back door, in front of which there is a man standing. Now, there's just something about that gives these sort of feelings of bouncer. Like, you were in school, you were, in university before. You know what these sort of things look like. There's a sort of a distinct feeling you get about it. And even more so because you get a feeling of bouncer of this guy. Not just that, but also not physical. Not a physical bouncer. Because this looks much more thinly, much more weaker, but still there's something about him, an air of dangerousness. And you've seen this before, because there were plenty of clubs around university and college there, and they also had some, bouncers that were more taught in the magical arts. you can tell there is something there. And if there's any place to look for shady characters, this might be a good start.
Okay. I'm gonna walk up to her.
All right. So you park your thing. How far away? How are you doing this?
I am parking the cart at the end of the alleyway, like so that it isn't blocking the alleyway.
All right.
And I'll jump off and I'll walk in.
Okay. What about Septimus?
Septimus is going to turn to Irene and say, you can either stay here or, if you'd like, just go to the town square.
I don't even know where town square is. Well, I'll just stay here. Do you think this is going to be dangerous? Should I?
No, just keep your wits about you.
All right. I'll just
We'll
stay
be
here
back
with
soon.
Anna. Hey, maybe we can play a game. Oh yeah. Yeah. They're basically off, and the other two are just as always. Anyway, so you follow
No,
Rika.
Septimus is going to follow Rika. Yeah.
Rika, you've got the center stage, and as you're drawing closer, you're realizing that something about this building ain't quite right. Because the building itself, it looks relatively normal, but it just doesn't quite make sense for there to be a door there. It just doesn't quite add up. Anyway, you carry on, and as you do, so like it's quite an odd scene, but you know that it's not really about appearances in these sorts of matters. And you see a sort of thinly old man, so his arms crossed, standing in front of the door. As he sort of looks over to you.
Hello, good sir. I see that you are protecting this door. May I ask what would be behind it?
What's behind this door?
Yes. What's
This
behind the
door? Behind this door? Specifically
Behind this door, yes.
door?
Specifically this door, yes.
Well, you know how this door looks
Yes.
quite... Well, first of all, I can't help but notice you're a new face. I don't know you.
Yes, I just came into town a few hours ago.
Yes.
Quite a little bit ago.
Interesting. Right. So, yes, about this door.
That door, yes.
Well, I think you'll find that this door,
That door, yes.
this door looks quite different from this door over there. You see that door over there?
She's gonna look at the door. She's gonna look back. What?
The door's gone.
Yes, that door.
As you look away and look back, the door's gone. What door are you talking about?
Okay, listen here, Buster. I know your tricks. There's still a door there,
Sorry,
and I want to know what's behind it.
sorry, I'm just an old man chilling in an alleyway. I don't know what you want.
Prestidigitation.
What?
Prestidigitation just sparks. Listen, old man. I know you're a magic user. I'm a magic user.
Magic?
There's
Me?
still a door
What?
there.
In this town? I would never. I don't have a license for that kind of matter. Would I do that? No.
Listen, Buster. Listen here, Buster. I went to an academy for magic. I know that there's still a door there. You just used illusion.
Illusion? There's no such thing. Magic is
There is such a
illegal.
thing.
Everyone knows that. Besides, you can't pull that sort of illusion off with a cantrip. That's not happening.
No, but you could have it prepared.
Well,
And use it.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I just don't know about how magic works. After all, I'm not a magician. In any case, yes, this is my
Okay.
spot. So, unless
Okay,
you have any,
we can make a deal. We can make a deal.
I'm listening.
Okay, so we're looking for the Grey Raven Inn. I don't know if you've heard of it.
I don't even wait. An inn.
Grey Raven Inn, yes.
I don't really drink much myself, to be honest.
But does perhaps the name Galencia mean something to you?
No. Wait. Hang on. Well, what is it to you anyway?
It is a matter of importance, and I would appreciate it if you could tell me what you know.
Well, as I say, I'm just a foolish old man in an alleyway, nothing here. So, unless you have something in particular that you would want, or anything you want to tell me, there isn't really much I can... There's a knock behind him on the not door. Leans back.
Yes, there's not a door
not
there.
door. As I was saying...
Sir, I heard it. You heard it.
Heard what?
Heard it. Sir,
Sorry?
I know there's a door behind you.
Door?
I'm not a guard. I'm not trying to get you into trouble. I'm just trying to find answers. Please
Well,
help me.
answers, I'm terribly sorry, stranger, but if I were you, I would try and go to an inn or some other place like that to try and find information. Not bother some old man in an alleyway, simply standing and smoking his pipe. He demonstratively pulls out a pipe and starts sort of puffing, although, it's clearly not lit. Yeah,
I'm gonna light it with... Okay, I'm gonna subtle spell charm person.
Okay, go on.
Wait, no,
That's
I'll
a clever
just see
use
if
of
I-
the
okay,
spell. Keep in mind, though, that I just want to just say it again, just so you do all realize that these spells in Vallaki are illegal.
yes, that's why you subtle spell.
Yeah, I just
Like-
wanted you to remember,
I
just that there's
know.
no confusion
I
later
know.
on. Okay, go on.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's just, do I roll a resistance? Yeah, right?
Yes. Wisdom saving.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay, let's go. What's the DC?
The DC for my spell save DC is 15.
Okay. I'm assuming that you sort of realize if you pull it off, and you did. This man is now charmed by you.
We're very good friends, right?
Oh, for fuck's sake, you charmed me, didn't you?
I did. Please. we really like. We want to know about the Grey Raven Inn, okay?
The fact that I know that you charm me doesn't make this easier.
You don't have to tell me.
Well,
but
okay,
I very
tell you
much
what.
appreciate
Tell
it.
you what. Tell you what. You're clearly a magic user.
Clearly.
So, I'll tell you one thing. I don't necessarily know about... a place called whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, Red Dragon Inn? No, never mind. But anyway,
Grey
what I'm
Raven.
saying is that I don't really know anything about inns. I have a magic shop here. As you can imagine, that's kind of a problem in this town. As long as you don't rat me out, if you want to, you can buy a few things there. However, I need to tell you, I'm not an informations broker. That is not what I am. Perhaps I can... I mean, what was that thing that you asked about? I forgot.
Grey Raven Inn.
No, the other thing. Like, there was another thing he asked about that I
Galencia.
felt like I remembered, but now I forgot about.
Galencia.
Oh, yes, that I remember about. I think a lot of people remember about that, sort of, in general.
Really?
Yes. So anyway, are you into... How much coin do you have on you?
Do you have anything that has to do with were ravens?
What I'm trying to tell you is that customers get information as a freebie. You know, it's a sort of like, you can only use the toilet if you buy something situation.
What kind of items one can use against were ravens do you carry?
Against were-ravens, you ask? Well,
Specifically,
were-ravens. They're... Well... Hang on, let me just look into the inventory, actually. Because I don't fucking know if he has anything particularly could be considered against were-ravens. Right, okay. I do have one thing, actually. Which is, I do have a, what do you call it? I do have a certain substance that you can use to code your weapons to imitate the effect of silver weaponry. It's definitely more well, it kind of depends if you're in for the long haul or not, if it's really cost efficient for you. But it's definitely cheaper than, getting a full silver weapon.
I understand. Do you by any chance have anything that would help me track them? Or catch them? Something that can stun them. Regular ravens get stunned by very shiny things. Maybe something of the sort.
I do have something that can stun creatures, not just were-ravens, but in general.
What about tracking them?
Tracking?
Or attracting them to you?
Hmm?
Do you have anything that would attract were-ravens to the user?
No, not specifically. No, that's not something no, not really. Not that I can think of. Listen, how much coin do you have on you? That's the main question. Because if that case, we can have this conversation inside rather than here, which is a bit risky, if you can understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get it. We are not the ones with the most money out of our group.
I have 40 to 50 gold I'm willing to spend.
40 to 50 gold. Yeah, Are you interested in one of those weapon coding things?
Unfortunately not.
No? Oh, right. Well, I suppose I could make a future investment, maybe. All right, how about this? I'll give you half off from one of those little stun thingies, which will come up to 30 gold. Consider it a future investment, because I'm hoping perhaps you'll come by a bit more often. You're, after all, a magic user. And we can figure out a deal, eh?
I think we can agree on that.
All right, come in.
As long as you tell.
He snaps his
So
fingers,
long as you...
door's back. He opens it, and behind it you see like a sort of young man who's really pale, sort of fancy clothing, holding like 3 books and so. What just happened? Oh, nothing. Be on your way. Okay. Thanks. Sort of looking at you, just sort of like stumbling out and going, and then speeding up.
I waved to him as he goes.
He sort of just looks back at you and goes like, and keeps going. Yeah, don't mind him. He's a good customer, though. Come in.
Thank you, sir. Septimus is going to walk in and take a look around.
Ricky's going to walk in.
He looks around and closes the door and casts a spell again, and you're in. As you enter, it's pitch black. And then he claps his hands, and several candles light up the room, and you find yourself in what can only be considered a curiosity shop. There's a few books and shells, potions, other knickknacks that you can't really tell what they're for. Specifically, Rika, you recognize a few things as just straight up spell components that you can buy. Stored a bit extravagantly, but maybe that's just for the effect. And he sort of walks back to a counter and goes, well, alright, what was it you wanted to buy? Something flashy to, blind people, right? Stun
something
them.
To stun. Yes, something to stun were-ravens.
Yes.
And you did say that information comes with a purchase.
Certainly
correct?
So. Just hang on. I'll be right back. I'll get it, and then we can have that talk about your information. And he sort of just moves back to the back door and leaves you on your own in a magical shop. Would you like to do something?
Sometimes we're going to turn to Rika. Do you trust this guy? Do you think he's going to try to screw us?
I'm not going to trust him as far as I can throw him, but I know we have something on him that we have the advantage in this situation.
You don't have shit.
Sure, we don't. But yes, we, as far as I can see it, we have the advantage in this situation.
I got experience on my side. You try shit, I'll cook you alive.
Please don't antagonize her, sir.
Oh, and
Well,
by the way, if you hadn't noticed, I have a familiar in the room, so don't be surprised that I can hear you.
Well,
Where is-
okay.
Familiar.
Do you want to roll a d20 with perception with all the shit around you?
Yes.
Oh shit, that's persuasion, no mind. Perception.
familiar.
There we go.
Oh dear.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, no, there's just so many curiosities. For you, Rika, it's much easier because you know what's supposed to be where and so on. You notice, well, you just sort of can tell the sort of telltale signs of intelligent creatures that shouldn't be as intelligent as they are. And you notice a slightly above normal sized spider sort of clawing around in the shelves, sort of looking at you.
Aren't you cute? She's gonna walk over to it.
Hey, leave Sarah alone.
I wanna pet her.
I swear to God, you crush her, you pay.
What? I'm not gonna crush her. For God's sakes. I've been to an academy of magic, like a magic school. I know what not to do with a fucking spider.
Yeah, and I've taught at a magic school. They don't hire the most competent people, I can tell you.
We can agree on that.
So, you want to pet the roll animal handling if you want.
Is it not a tarantula? Like, size, or is it like a house spider?
No, it's definitely not a house spider. Upon looking more closely at it, it appears to be a... Am I thinking of Black Widow? I might be thinking of Widow. Yeah, Black Widow.
Okay, those aren't too big. I won't pet it then.
Definitely has a big behind.
Does it have the red cross?
Baby got back.
Yeah.
It's not a tarantula. I can't pet it then.
All right. Eventually the man comes back. Thank you for not killing my spider.
Well, I know how to treat spiders. It's
Which is apparently not at all. Anyway. And he sort of puts onto the table what appears to be a sort of greenish, sort of like, you're not quite sure. It looks like a ball of moss. So, this little thing here, you throw somewhere on the ground, it sort of explodes, and, well, best case scenario, it stuns those with little in the way of constitution. Yeah. Two things about this. Obviously, I'm assuming you're already aware of this because she somehow managed to get a charm on me without me noticing. Well, not at all at first, anyway. Magic, kind of illegal, so this is technically contraband. Don't pay, get attention to
Very
it or
illegal.
something.
Don't worry about it, sir. I
Also,
will not.
don't tell no one you got it here, obviously.
I never met you. I don't
Good
know who you
thinking,
are.
good thinking. And to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, you really did never meet me. And yeah, you
I
don't
have
have
no
shit
idea
on
who you
me.
are.
However, you said this is going to be useful against
Yes.
something with-
So, hang on, let me finish. So, the first thing, obviously, illegal. Second thing, you're not immune to it. You throw it at yourself, you're gonna be fucked, right? Okay, safety measures, yeah? She should know. Anyway, that's it. 30 gold, and of course, the freebie of information that I can tell you.
But is this going to be effective against ravens?
Anything-
Alpha ravens?
Anything that
wasn't it
has
anything?
eyes.
Very well. He's going to reach inside of his, bag. He's going to pull out 30 gold. He's going to put him on the counter.
Cheers to many other hopeful transactions. Anyway, what were you asking about again? As I said, about whatever inn you're looking for, don't know anything about that, but the other thing, I forgot what you were talking about, but I'm pretty sure I remember it because you told me twice and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
You don't know anything about the Grey Raven Inn, but
The
You
Green
know
Raven
something
Inn?
about the name? Grey Raven Inn.
No.
You've never heard of it?
No. I'm not sure if you sort of realize this, but this is a shop for magical things. My customers aren't the social outgoing types normally, and neither am I, to be honest.
Fair enough. And what can you tell me about the name Gilencia?
Oh, yes, about that I can tell you a good story. How long ago was it? The years fly by. Maybe it was like, let's see. Must have been 20 years ago, I think. There was this whole thing. I think it was the, it was the massacre of Gilencia. Something along those lines. Basically, a shit ton of people got towned in, like lots of townies, right? And, they basically got put in there, middle out of nowhere, worst timing ever, especially because, they were sort of like around Kresk. Way back when, 20 years ago, like there was, it was just where hell. Ravens, wolves, you name it, they were basically everywhere. And Kresk sort of had established their whole policy about, we don't let anyone in, right? So they basically went there, and basically they got slaughtered in front of the gates of Kresk. Because they didn't get left in, and there were basically just wolves around, and ravens were ravens as well, and just like absolutely they got massacred. No survivors.
I see.
I think. It's also one of those funny things because it started out.
Water is funny? Water is funny?
No, that not. Well, you'll get... Your sense of humor starts to, adapt a little bit once you've been here for a while. But what I'm saying is that, basically, it started out like, it was like the werewolves and the ravens, they were fighting over the people, right? Because they both wanted them. So a fight also broke out in between them.
That is insane.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the people inside Kresk did nothing to help those outside.
Well, they probably stood in the walls and took pot shots, but they certainly didn't exactly try to rescue him. I can't blame them. I mean, you see a civil war between were creatures going on down there, you wouldn't want to get involved in that.
Speaking of were-ravens, there's two more things I'd like to ask you about.
Yeah.
I've been hearing rumors about this man named Septimus the Raven Slayer.
Oh, that guy.
Yes. Do you know anything about him?
Sure do. He was like this. Nowadays, some people just don't even believe he was real at all. He sort of became a sort of legend and a fairy tale. People argue if he was real or not. I personally don't really know or care, but basically it was this guy, right? Well, at least that's how the story goes. It was that guy, and he killed a bunch of were-ravens. I'm not quite sure where it came from. There was a story that he sort of like that he took down the Raven King or something like that. Lord of Ravens, that's it. I haven't heard that in a while. Lord of Ravens, that's it. There were stories that he took down the Lord of Ravens all by himself. He wandered into the wherever the fuck it was that the Lord of Ravens was. I fought through his underlings and killed them by himself. That's the story. And then, I don't know, when he on his way outside, he tripped and died or something like that. I'm not too familiar with it, but it goes something along those lines. It's a pretty silly story that people here just tell themselves to sort of cheat themselves up, I guess.
I see. And this Lord of Ravens did exist. Do you know anything about him?
Fuck if I know. There was certainly mention of him a few times ago, but if he really exists, well, it could be just as much of an invention.
How long ago? When was he mentioned? How long ago?
Oh, well, definitely the past. Well, it was probably from around I'd say about 15 years ago it started all happening with the whole Raven guy, Lord guy. And, yeah, then it stopped one day. I think it's probably because the Ravens overall just sort of, they aren't in as much power position as they used to be.
I see. I trust you've counted the gold.
The what?
Everything's there. The gold, you've counted it. Everything's there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you. This is very conspicuous, having green moss in.
Having what?
Can I put it? It looks like green moss in a jar, right?
No, it looks like a
Jim?
ball of green moss.
Can I put this in a jar?
Do you have a jar?
No, but could I?
Well, it's like this size, so if you have a big enough jar, yes.
Fair enough.
Think about like a tennis ball.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Yep, yeah, thank you as well. Just so you know, you're not always going to find me here. Sometimes I sort of move the shop around a bit,
Fair enough, understandable. If you hear anything about the Grey Raven, and just maybe next time we're here, tell us about it.
I'll tell you how it is. I don't much care for the business of information broking. Okay?
You know
For the most
nobody
part,
does.
I'm already living dangerous enough here. I keep my nose to my things, and everyone else to themselves. So if you do find something out about whatever it is that you're looking for, keep it to yourselves. I don't care.
Okay.
Fair enough, sir. Thank you for everything.
Yep. And so you leave.
Yep.
We'll cut to Saban. Saban,
Yes.
you're currently in town, you hopped off. What's your next step?
Now there's still a lot of guards about.
Gods.
After I left the area.
Are you specifically looking for them?
No, I'm just looking around because the guards were here. I'm wondering if they're still there.
Not really. You still see the after effect of the guards, and you think you might, if you lean around the corner, you still see actually one guard basically dragging, well, for a bit lack of a better term, inside the building, but it's definitely much less, than they used to be.
All right.
It's not really all guards, but you do hear some activity within the building that you saw them enter.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go take a trying time so that there's not a whole lot of guards looking at the barn. I'm gonna take a look gander at those alleys behind there. Basically where the token is.
All right. So you sort of just look through the alleys.
Yeah, wander through them.
Okay. What's your goal here? Are you just trying to sort of look around to see if you can find anything, or?
Entrances, doors, people
Well, there's
that are
certainly
dressed.
doors all around.
Doors that look like entrances to businesses.
Okay. Roll me-
Or people that look like the guy who was feeding ravens.
That was what?
Dressed in the same way as the guy that was feeding the ravens.
Ah, right. Right. Do roll me a perception.
Right.
Well, as you do go around, you notice a few places that sort of look like they might be sort of something for business, where they don't appear to be very, attended for. But if you try, you realize it is locked. You look around a bit more, you sort of think, yeah, that might be contributed to the fact that, there's been a raid or something down the street, so seems legit. You keep going a bit, until you sort of just make it to the other side, and as you do make it to the other side, you're actually already sort of past the shady event. You start noticing that places here look much better equipped than the ones from before. And as you were specifically on the lookout, you do notice that maybe you sort of misjudged the old man, because you notice that, sort of remembering back to sort of the way he looked, it's not exactly like he looked particularly shabby. To be honest, he didn't look exactly well, but looking around where you are at right now, you'd say maybe he was more middle class than anything other.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to see his kind just living in those areas. Basically, just wondering.
Yeah.
In case the inn is one of those places.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify that, though.
Yeah.
Just in
That's
case you
basically to
thought like
help.
it's some sort of
Basically, if I
old
see-
beggar in ragged cloth.
No. That's basically part of the idea. If I see a middle
Speaking
class...
of which, you do see an
in the
old
middle of
beggar
this.
in cloth. Change!
Give him a couple silver pieces.
Cheers!
I'm looking for an inn. A friend of mine recommended the Grey Ravens one.
Oh, the Grey Ravens one! I know that one. I've been there once. They're really nice there. They once served me free food. Really nice.
I've heard that it's a nice place.
Absolutely, like really nice people there. And they sort of want to keep it sort of quiet and comfortable. So,
Yeah, that's what I heard. Would you like to point me in the right direction? Or I mean, could also buy you a little bit of food if you take me there.
Well, roll me persuasion. I'm gonna tell you already, you're not gonna need to roll very high. The only reason why you do need to roll is because you do seem like a very suspect person. My goodness, you managed to fail. He sort of looks you up and down in your sort of particularly intimidating sort of pose and goes, well, I'd really love to, but I just remembered that I left my stuff on. Yeah.
Well, I hope you have something good cooking.
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. No, if but
Could you point me in the right direction? I'll give you a couple silver more.
Right, so it's like to the north, sort of west-ish from the main place. You know, the what do you call it? Where all the people are? The main plaza. No.
The square.
Square. That's it. You know where the gallows are at. Yep.
Northwest from the gallows.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
See ya.
Digs
Don't
out
hurt me.
3 more.
Bye.
He digs out 3 more silver pieces. He offers them out on his hand, but
he sort of comes back, takes them. Thanks.
you're welcome.
Though he did hesitate and sort of lean forward.
Yeah.
Very well. Let's come back to the other two. You have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah,
You found a magical shop, though.
Yeah. Zaban is going to start heading quite obviously to the gallows.
All right.
I suppose we'll try to find Saban.
Okay, you're gonna try and find Saban. Okay. Well, last time you knew, he was around here.
Yep.
Okay, so roll me perception, I guess. Saban, what way are you heading to get to your destination? Yeah, makes sense.
Do I get advantage because Septimus is helping me?
If it does help you, yes, absolutely.
Septimus, are you helping?
I'll help you, yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake, it's reasonable enough to say that you cross ways. You meet each other.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. Did you find it?
No.
No.
I know where it
Yes.
is.
Okay,
Where
great.
is it?
Northwest from the gallows.
All right.
Let's go to the gallows then.
Now with the kids following us?
Huh?
We could go look for it if we have time. What time is it?
Oh, you didn't spend particularly much time. Let's say an hour.
Hour left or hour spent?
An hour spent.
Alright, so we still have a couple hours. We could go take a look in that direction at least.
Right.
Know where it is.
Well, I mean, we don't need to go to the gallows. We can just go where we're supposed to go from the gallows.
Yeah, I don't know how much far away they are from the gallows, so I figured it's a good place to start.
Sorry, but where are the gallows?
The town map, where are they? I assume it would show the square or the gallows in the town map.
The map you have in
Is it
Roll20
the
is the
tree?
map you have as characters. So,
I mean, it has numbers. I assume there's some kind of meaning for those numbers.
well, just
I flipped the map. Is there something on the other side saying that, yes, here's your guide. Number 3 is this. Number 1 is the gate.
it appears that somebody ripped off the legend of the paper. What a shame. Who could have? What a terrible thing. That's when the DM doesn't really find like any version of the map without numbers.
I see.
Well,
Fair enough. I won't really cut you on this. Yeah, obviously the plaza is over here. I think your first estimation was pretty
Yeah, I
correct.
think even without the number, it would be quite obvious.
Yeah, so I'll
It
just
either
tell
would
you.
be this or this area for some reason, though.
Why the
There's
hell
no
does
roads
this
there.
move? Oh no. Yep. So off you go then.
so the inn is probably in this place right here.
I mean, it's from Plaza Northwest.
Wasn't it northwest? Yeah, northwest. This is northwest. Gallows where people are hanged.
Hang out.
I mean, both cases are true most of the time.
Yes, they
It is a
hang
place
out.
where criminals get punished.
Why would you punish people by letting them hang out?
Oh, innocent people will hang out there to see that bad people get punished. To make
Right.
sure that justice is served.
So, on you go then. You're going into this direction, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I suppose we'll keep a lookout in case we see anything. Though, yeah, I think Saban might suggest that we might split up here, since I don't think it would be on a main road. Said that it's supposed to be a quiet place with not too many people.
Yeah, I suppose.
All right.
I have to say, before we go in there, keep in mind this place could be dangerous, so keep your wits about you.
Well, we're just trying to find out the location of it. We're not going to enter it yet. Don't have the time for that.
Septimus, you notice a bunch of ravens flying by.
Is there a blue one?
No. Or at least you can't make out if in the flock there is one.
He's gonna stop walking and stare up at the ravens flying in the sky.
Yeah.
And then eventually just
So
snap out of it and
They fly
Keep
very
walking.
close by to the ground, barely over the houses.
Zaban was against that one of us drives the cart to the center, and then the two of us make our way to the center from here and from here.
are they
Meet
flying
up.
over any specific houses?
Just in general, sort of from northeast to southwest.
I
What
suppose I
does
can
the
take
bond
the
say?
card to
How
the
should
place.
we?
One of us drives the cart down to the plaza in case there is something on the main road. And then one of us goes through here to the main plaza, and one of us goes through here to the main plaza. Then we gather up here, discuss if we found it, and then we will return to the hill.
Okay. Show the directions one more time, if you will. One.
Odd.
I want the second route.
Alrighty.
So this.
Please position your tokens towards the direction that you would like to head in. I believe you should all have. Alright. Alright.
I guess the bun goes here since I think Rika's the only one that can ride a cart.
Irene goes, well, I guess
I don't have proficiency in it.
Well, I guess
Oh,
it's
you
just
don't.
us girls.
I've never had proficiency in it.
You always do it, so we just assume.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you are the only one who can sort of halfway competently see at night, so that's why you're riding a lot.
True.
Riding at night, though, not during the day.
Anyway,
Do
so
any of you have the soldier background?
okay, let's
Soldier
start.
guard.
Let's start off with Septimus. Actually, you go in, and it doesn't take long. You turn a few corners. You know, it itself. There's sort of like this sort of subsystem of different alleyways, but you realize most of them either lead back to the main road or to the other side. So you try and decide, you know, with the route you've already decided upon, I'm going to sort of stick more in the middle to make sure I'm stay among all the buildings. And as you carry on, you see a building that is unmistakably what you're looking for, as it has the letters Grey Raven Inn standing right there on a wooden placard over the door. And
Can I? Yeah.
no,
No, go.
and as you do go there, roll me a
Wait, hold on a second. If I found it so quickly,
yes.
can I try to rush back and kind of call out to Rika and Saban and be like, hey, wait.
Well, I say quickly, you know what? If you hurry, you can, yes.
I mean, I suppose I'm already at the square.
Yeah, the thing is, you'll travel much quicker than the others do, so...
Saban is taking his time. First of all, he also suspected if it's there.
Okay, I'll allow... I'm gonna say it like this. You're gonna be able to call Saban back to you, but Rika is sadly already gone.
No, Saban's in the middle
That's
of fighting
okay.
his
We can
fight.
chase her.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, she's running.
Saban!
You hear a
Faster
very...
than I expected.
Well, I mean,
found
you
it, come
were
on.
given pretty precise locations.
Yeah.
I found
I
her.
mean, pretty
Let's go get
precise,
Rika.
but
Yes.
I mean, like I said, we're not gonna go there yet. Let's just make sure where it is and come back to it later.
I'm going to put an X on the map if that's okay.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Feel free to draw onto the map yourself if there's any places of noteworthiness for you.
So, like, would it be over here, basically?
No, a little bit more high. Basically exactly where you're standing at right now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, okay, the mattress shop was over here, right? Somewhere here.
X marks the
It was
spot.
roughly here. Maybe I should...
I'm gonna be right back.
Yep. Maybe 2 is a little much.
Yeah, well,
No worries about it.
it was put in the wrong place.
So, what was I gonna say? Yes, so you're going to regroup at the plaza, well, the place, I presume.
Yeah, the square.
Alright. So, as we make it back to the square, you're all reunited. Rika, you've been... Actually, okay, before we do, Rika, because you've gotten there quite some time earlier. As you drive to the plaza, I say, keep saying square. As you drive to the square, you
Square
see
Plaza.
a variety of things. You sort of travel down the road. It's basically as it has always been. It's quite well lived through. It looks quite nice, colorful. People are smiling, traveling along with it. Some people with their kids. Some people just carrying like bread with them and stuff like that. And you're traveling down, and you come to the main square. And the first thing you of course notice is this sort of tribune with 3 different hanging nooses. The gallows.
So there's no one in the nooses yet?
No, not right now.
Okay.
That would have been terrible for the children that you have in the back. You're lucky.
Trauma makes the soul, makes the person better.
Sure. Anyway.
Hanged in those times.
The next things you
Trauma
know.
Hold
makes
on. What the
character.
fuck did I miss? What are you talking about?
Well, we can.
There are no one in the gallows.
Luckily.
No
Okay,
one's
that's-
dead in the gallows.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
no one is
But I was
hanged.
saying trauma builds character.
Sure.
To be fair, yeah,
And I was
those
saying
times.
it was common in those times for children to see death.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
that's fair.
Because, I mean, to be honest, anyway, moving on. Yes, this is the plaza. There's also a statue quite prominently displayed in the middle of the plaza. A wooden board with different little sort of notes on top of it. And there is a sort of little wooden shack, sort of like what looks like a stall of some sort, where you see rather quite a few of people gathered around. In general, the plaza is well lived in. There's people sort of moving all along. Some people sit by the statue. There's even a child playing somewhere on the tribune where the gallows are at. And, some people are even looking at that board. But definitely, that stand, that wooden stand, is definitely where most of the gatherings are at. So much so that you can't even really make out what is exactly happening there.
Interesting. Well, I'm just gonna take a tour around the plaza.
All right. Tour around the plaza. Is there what would you like to take a closer inspection at first?
Well, no, just go around like the square.
Oh, just sort of walk around. Okay.
Well, no, ride around. Just take the roads around.
Sort of ride around parading. You drive in a circle around.
Well,
the
I'm
statue.
just waiting for them.
You drive
I'm
around in a
just here to
circle
wait.
around the statue as Anna goes wee. You're having fun, and as you see your friends emerge from one of the side passages, and you two see the same thing that I also described to Rika just now.
Hello there.
I found it.
That's great.
What does the plaque on the statue say? Is it the Burgomaster?
Once reading it, you can say that it is entitled Burgomaster Valakovic.
What does the statue look like?
It looks like, as you're looking at the plaque as well, there's also a date written into it, which is around, what was it? Right, I think it was something along the lines of 730 or something. And it looks like a gentleman, or sort of gentlemanly man, a little bit larger, on the larger side, having a good old beard, and just looking very dignified in this pose. Just sort of standing there, his head held high. Definitely of noble kind.
Right. And what are the people surrounded around? Because presumably something's going on.
Well, as I said, it is quite a large mass. The only way to really tell is probably going to be to sort of try and mingle with the masses and get a better look at it.
I'm gonna stare at Savon and Rika. Anyone else interested in finding out what's going on in there?
I want to know, goes Anna.
All right, but you have to hold my hand if you're gonna come.
Okay.
Onward with the cart.
Wait, you're my dad now, aren't you?
Yes. Would you like to call me that?
Oh no.
Yes?
Oh no. This is...
Well, that's great. You most certainly can call me that.
You can't. You can't do this to her.
Listen to me. I have a.
You can't do this to her.
Listen. But Anna, wouldn't you rather find your real parents?
Not really. Women told me that they were bad, and they sort of let me get there, which I don't know. They just seem not really.
Listen, I understand that you spent a lot of time with those women and they told you a lot of things, but you shouldn't believe what everyone tells you.
But
So if you'd like, listen, I recommend we look for your real parents, and after we find them,
no, I want to stay with
decide.
you.
We're not going to leave. We're not going to leave you. When we find them, you can decide who you want to go with. But you decide for yourself.
All right.
All right. Hold on to my hand so you don't get lost.
Digging that hole, are we?
Yeah.
So, Septimus, about that, about those daddy problems you're having.
So
you got some daddy issues, and you're
Leave
gonna
me
give her
alone.
some goddamn daddy issues. We have to
oh,
leave
I
her.
got to go.
She
My
can't
fury
come with us.
reemerges.
But maybe.
No, she can't come with us. No.
Are you saying this out loud? Is this fight
No,
happening in front of our child?
I'm saying this out of game. Listen, Setsus has some daddy issues. He's gonna give her some daddy issues. This is not good.
Rika, maybe you should have thought about that before adopting.
Listen, maybe we can her somehow. Maybe we can figure something out. That's why I'm leaving the door open. Maybe she gets to stay with us, or she goes back to her real family and then we go visit.
She doesn't want to go back to her real family. She just said that. She just said it.
Listen, as a parent, sometimes you have to make a decision for your kid that they're not benefit.
So what if you assume that kids can maintain their mind? Especially the alleged ones.
So,
yeah,
I suppose Savannah is going ahead to kind of make way for the two.
All right. I'm not going to even make you roll for it because this is Saban. People look and they make way.
And I have very good shoulders to make way with.
Yes. So as you do make way, you all manage to get a good look at what is going on there, and you realize that the people, as you get closer, the people standing closer there, are throwing things sort of like into the stall, rocks, maybe. And as you look, you see that in the stall there are donkeys. People are throwing rocks at donkeys. Hang on, those aren't donkeys. No, those are people.
Yes, Saban puts his
heads.
puts his hand behind him, like signaling to stop.
What's going on?
Well, what is
Saban keeps going for a little bit ahead to take a better look.
Yeah, well, as you keep going, you get a much better look at the sides. People are throwing rocks at... okay, so basically it's a store, a wooden store. There's some hay in there as well. And there's people almost naked, other than, some bare necessities, having basically sort of donkey masks on as they are being stoned. You see multiple people in that stall, some lying on the ground, not moving anymore. Others sort of trying to cover themselves. As you look, you see bodies, man, woman, some bodies that are...
Probably kill one of them with a stone toss. I could probably kill one of them with a stone toss, a single stone.
Yeah.
And they
In
would
fact,
die.
as you are thinking of that, somebody is actually sort of like shouldering you to the side, and you see like a stone being held to you.
What did they do? I asked before that.
Who knows? Probably something bad. Otherwise, we wouldn't have ended up here.
And be careful when you throw stones at who. You may be the next. Saban says, turns back towards Septimus.
No, in this place, it's more likely that you get thrown stones at if you don't throw one.
Yeah, Saban has already turned around. Right. He's heading back to Septimus.
Right, Septimus, did you wait?
Yes, I listened to him, and I just kind of stood there holding on his hand and listened to
Anna
her
sort of
talk
just
about...
swings her hand back and forth as he sort of waits there with you. And eventually Saban comes back.
Well?
Yeah, I think we ought to get to Silver Hilt. And we're just waiting on a sail, Anna. Kind of boring.
Did you have ponies there?
No ponies.
We'll see about ponies, if you want.
And basically, as we all turn around, Saban very lowly whispers to Sept. It's not just hanging they do.
Let's go back to Riga. Honey.
You all make it back to Riga and...
Wait. If Anna asks Septimus if she can call him Dad, does that mean Rika has already been asked if she can be called Mom?
I wasn't asked. So,
Well, oh boy, I can't wait. Well, we make it back to the car.
Alright, you make it back to the car and you all group up. Rika, you've just been sort of there, you know, Irene is just sort of like still fangirling about the whole chance to work in the whole church thing, so at least you have someone to do conversation with. And everyone returns.
Yeah. As Anna is being lifted up in the carriage, Saban kind of pulls Septimus to the side and just whispers, it was a stoning.
I see.
No.
Thanks for not allowing Anna to see that.
Yeah. They were wearing donkey masks.
Revolting.
Pretty much all they wore. Well, I think we should head back to the tavern.
I think that's a good idea.
We should get some food in these kids. I don't think they've eaten anything all day.
Yeah.
Kids, we're gonna get lunch.
Yeah.
Yay! Goes one
Saban
of the children.
Saban gets up on the shotgun on the coach and tells the same to Rika.
Alright, so you're all traveling back to the Silver Hill then.
Yep.
Alright. And as you do, I'm assuming you're taking the whole entourage back in?
The kids...
Well,
maybe we should leave them and Irene with the cart.
Oh yeah, sure. They're gonna wait outside for our like.
There are tables outside.
Is there?
We were waiting at the tables for the place to open up.
Yeah, there's a few tables. In fact, but as you do get there were basically two. And as you do get there, there's definitely more business now there as there was before, and the tables are taken.
Let's go inside, get some food in these kids, and then Vasily shows up, and I can make him take us to his house. I'll take the kids. We take him
Yeah,
to
how
his
long
house.
more do
Then
we
we
need to
come back.
wait?
About half an hour. So if there's anything you want to do, you have enough time to do it.
Well, the owner didn't seem too keen on having the kids in there too late.
Walk around the square, avoid the stoning, look at stores. Maybe get the kids some clothes.
I have clothes.
Or wouldn't you like
Sure,
the
but-
new?
Do you have more clothes?
No. Why would I need more clothes?
Well,
This is the
for a
only clothes I
special
ever had.
occasion. Well, I think you have earned yourself some new clothes.
But what do I do with those new clothes? Do I then get rid of my old clothes?
No, you keep both. Then you have two clothes.
Huh. 2 clothes.
Just a party that has been in the same clothes for a week, 2 weeks.
Good point. You probably started smelling a bit.
We've
Oh
taken
no, that's
baths.
not true.
To be fair, we've taken a bath in the river.
Yeah, you did take a bath in the river. Well, 2 of you did. The other one was rotting in a cell. I should probably consider that for future persuasion rolls. Anyway, how do you proceed? How do you go in with the children, without the children? You can already hear there's quite a good amount of business going on inside. Like you can hear laughter, you can hear the sound of drinks connecting with each other.
Okay, this is a very awkward because we have the kids and we can't really operate as a full-fledged party so long as we're dragging around these who are basically one stone toss away from being murdered. So I
Maybe we
recommend.
I mean, we can leave Irene with. That's what I was saying. We can let Irene and the kids stay outside.
I can do that. I mean, I like Hannah. And the others.
Well, it's hard to despise them. It's they're very neutral.
True neutral kids.
Okay, what I'm saying is, like, out of character. How about we go in, you know, we hang out, we wait for Vasily to show up. When he shows up, we take the kids to his house. If Irene wants, she can stay there as well to babysit him. And then, I don't know, we go drinking or something. Or exploring, or we visit
Yeah,
the
but
Great
we still
River.
need to wait half an hour for Vasily to probably show up.
Okay, well,
So I say they stay outside until Vasily shows up. Then we leave.
Then we find out where Vasily's house is and we go to his house.
okay.
It's a house party.
Honestly, I'd like to stay out with the kids. Unless, of course, there's a reason I should be inside.
You can stay outside with the kids.
No, you can stay outside. If you see Vasilia, you can all stop him before he gets.
Rika, I think you're the one with the highest passive perception. You do notice that the people sort of sitting outside, on the tables, are giving you weird looks, sort of. You as a collective.
Why?
I wonder.
Is it because of the kids?
Quite
Because
possibly,
kids-
yes.
Yeah.
Well, something she might get some weird
Bonus.
looks, like because of the kids. If we just have no idea, we'd probably get more
That
looks
is
if we
not
took
true.
the same.
Yeah, less weird looks out here than inside.
Yeah.
However, we all sit outside the base. That's also not great.
One of you do me a favor, get something for the kids to eat. I'll pay you back for it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go get myself a drink and first there's something
And Irene.
for you people to eat. Yeah.
Irene? Who's Irene? Remus.
Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah. Fuck.
No Sarah, only no. Fuck. No Irene.
I'll
only
pretend
Sarah.
that didn't happen.
Thank you.
We're better than this.
You don't get free, this is one freebie. Don't expect them all the time.
Okay.
How did this happen? We're better than this.
Definitely, we weren't. Anyway.
Hold on, this whole operation was your idea. To be fair, it was. It was actually Septimus' idea to go with the fake name, so yeah. This whole operation
I
was
only
his idea.
have one brain, okay? For a lot of games.
Now, go on. So, what's
Yeah,
the
but
plan?
hopefully many cells.
What's the plan? Who's going in?
And
Who stays out?
only games.
Yeah.
Who's going in? Who stays out?
Saban is going in,
Saban
orders.
goes in.
Saban alone, or who's coming
Yeah.
with?
Saban alone.
Saban alone. Okay.
Kind of like Suko. Suko alone.
Right then. Saban, you enter the tavern, and definitely much more lived in than before. In fact, you see sort of Boris sort of arm wrestling with some people to the right. You see people sort of drinking, cheering them on. You see some people playing cards. It's very lived in. And you also just see some, some people playing dice. Yeah, very lived in. And you're heading to the bar then?
Yeah, heading to the bar.
All right. Would you like to roll either intimidation or persuasion to try and get an order in? Intimidation in this case isn't like, give me a fucking drink. It's more of a matter of passive presence.
Yeah, I think that is what Saban is used to using. As in, I don't actually have a negative for that. Okay.
Yeah, as you sort of step up to the bar, sort of naturally, the bar empties in front of you as you step up. And the man you've seen before, who is right now, having quite a lot of hangs, he even has like sort of a younger chap sort of to his right helping out as well. He sort of looks up, oh, you, right. How can I help you again? What do you want?
Well, I would like a drink of something and something to eat for a bunch of people. You got like bread or something for them?
Drink you have right there. As always, same price as last time. Food,
What was the price?
I forgot. What did I say last time? I think it was 5 copper. I mean, half a silver.
All right.
Right, food. Yes, I can serve you something up. Hang on. So you go to the back, get something to eat. See if we still have some black bread lying around, preferably fresh. Yep.
Yeah,
You go quick.
for 5 people about.
5 people, so a lot of bread.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, gonna have to wait a bit. And he goes on. You pay the man. After a while, there's basically just a basket full of bread. It's like, here you go. It's gonna be 1 gold. That's right. Oh shit, 3 gold.
All right. He hands 2 more.
It's a lot of
gold
bread.
to the one.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cleared away. All right. Who else wants something?
Saban takes the basket under one arm and drinks the jug as he heads outside.
All right. Yeah, you 3 have a pretty relaxed evening, and Saban comes back with some bread. Yay. Is there anything you would like to discuss in the meantime as you wait and chop on your bread for Vasily? This is his name, yeah.
Not all they had. Just bread.
It's a tavern.
Yes, I would expect the tavern to have some meat.
Yes, they have mead.
Yeah.
With D.
Funny.
Well, tell me what I owe you, Saban, and he's gonna hand some bread to the
It's
kids.
fine. It's fine.
Oh, was getting hungry. And Anna jumps on. Anything you would like to talk about?
Well, don't fill up on bread. You're actually going to get a real dinner soon, so.
What do you mean? Bread is a real dinner, isn't it?
I'd say it is.
Yes, more dinner. Yes, more dinner. Did I say real? I meant more.
Right. Anything else you would like to do? Okay.
I'm waiting for you to show up, and I'm looking. I'm on.
I'll just take it that you'll just be waiting for Vasily. And then you send out there. It's, starting to get dark. Evening is approaching. The sky is starting to turn. It's actually quite peaceful out here. I mean, you still hear the roughing around in there. But, otherwise, not bad out here. Not bad. Now as you wait and wait and wait again, anything you want to talk about?
So what did you find on your way?
We found a curiosity shop.
Yes, curio.
Found anything curious in it?
Yes.
Like what?
Though I suppose it isn't best for public.
Of course, this conversation is being very hush-hush.
Yes.
To be fair, with the voice of the tavern people, I'd say that's rather easy to keep it out.
Did they have any cool trinkets there? I was thinking of maybe buying something for my brother.
Well, it's a bit more than just trinkets.
Oh, okay.
It's trinket.
Right. Porn.
What?
What are you talking about?
Something of arcane nature. Yes.
Do you suppose that makes sense in a town like this? There's always a demand.
Too bad I'm not a wizard. Could use some could use some spells that I don't just. I don't really learn from scrolls. It'd be great if I did, but I don't.
No, you seem smart. I'm sure you could pick up a book.
You did not see me in my academic life.
Really? What with how organized you were in the HR department? Would think you were quite a bookworm.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't learn from books. I'm good at bookkeeping. I don't learn from books.
I see.
I learn by doing. So I experiment and I found out.
So,
Surprising.
Rika, did you used to be an accountant then or something like that?
Well, for the guards, I tended to do the bookkeeping since no one really liked doing it except me. So
Just
writing the
exceptionally gifted at it,
reports,
so.
keeping track of all the expenses. I did a lot of things, and I got very little praise for it.
I did always believe you were exceptionally gifted in bookkeeping.
Yes, you did. The chief, though, the chief did not really
My
praise me
father?
at all. Well, yes, your father, but I mean, he's very irate most of the time, so.
Listen, Rika, in my father's mind, you were doing it, and you don't deserve praise for doing what you're supposed to do.
Well, none of you were getting any shit for not doing it. I did basically everyone's bookkeeping. Excuse me, Satan. Remus, I did almost everyone's bookkeeping.
Wait, you didn't get paid to do that?
I didn't get paid
defense,
extra, no.
Oh.
in my defense, I did offer to do my own, but you insisted
Yes,
that you could do
you
it
did
better.
you did your own bookkeeping, but you're basically the only one who didn't.
I'm not
Didn't really see
certain.
the point of it all.
Oh yeah, it's um, there's no point to keeping track of which criminal was, when did they get caught? What did they do? There's no reason to do that at all. No, of course not.
I mean, besides writing a paper that says was caught robbing someone,
I don't think
what
Jeffrey
more do you
ever
need?
had to do any paperwork.
What kind of equipment was expended? Any kind of damages that may have been incurred upon property or people? Such
I don't know.
things.
I took the guy in. I didn't make a damage report.
Quite frankly, it is essential to be aware of what kind of materials were used in the very least. In that way, both the Treasury and the Armory can be informed of the needs that an operation has.
Usually steel and muscle.
Well, yes,
Thank God you weren't running into my.
and this is why I did it most of the time.
To be fair, are any of us surprised the little time we've known him?
Nope.
So yeah, right now it's definitely past the point of 6, and still waiting.
I think I'm gonna go in for a couple more drinks. Any of you want any?
No.
I'm fine.
Not
Quite
really.
frankly, judging from his character, he does seem the kind who would be wait. So.
Irene?
I mean, I shouldn't.
It's on me.
All right, go on. I'll just, just a little.
So we'll do another run to the count.
All right. So you're having some more drinks. You two relax a little bit more. And, as you two are now by yourself, Anna is sort of just coming up to the two of you and just sort of goes,
Yes.
I just wanted to say that, I mean, if you're my parents now and all, I was just wondering, how should I, what do, never mind.
Take your mind, Anna. That is a quality that you should learn to have.
Well, I was wondering, like, how would you, I mean, I like, this is a bit weird, right? But I was thinking, like, how do I just, like, I mean, just call you, mom and dad, or?
Listen, I think, and he's going to turn to look at Rika and give her the look of stop me if you think I'm saying something stupid, I think, Anna, that perhaps we should try to locate your real parents, Ron. And you can make the decision with whom you would like to go. If you want to stay with us, then we figure it out. If you want to stay with them, we can visit you. It doesn't mean that we'll stop seeing you.
Did I do something wrong?
You did nothing wrong. You've been
I shouldn't have
magnificent.
said anything.
No. Listen. Hey. I'm just gonna like do that thing where you kneel down to an island, kid. Listen. Things are at stake here that you don't fully know about. And it's better that you don't know about them because you're too young. But I want you to believe that both me and Rika want the best for you and for the other two.
Okay, you want to roll
And
persuasion?
so, Daniel, why would you do this to me? I'm not persuasive at all.
I'm not
maybe
helping.
you
Alright, roll
should-
deception.
Dig your own grave.
I mean, do you want to
Okay.
roll deception? I'll allow that.
It won't make a difference.
They're both charisma.
Yes. Please, guys.
Nice.
Well, she definitely still seems a little sad and uncertain, but she sort of just takes it and goes, oh, all right. She does look a little bit sad.
Okay, what would you like? What do you want?
Nothing.
Anna, could you wait here for a second? Remus, come with me. Kind of walk into another light.
Don't
a
go
little bit
away
away.
from the. Don't go away from the car, okay, sweetie?
Don't worry, Sarah can take care of them for her.
All right.
Okay. And he's gonna follow her too. Yes.
Okay, Septimus. We can't be clear about something.
Yes.
God's sakes. This was a... We did not think this through enough. Let's be honest about that. Okay,
That's
so... Daniel, I can see you fucking laughing. Shut up.
What do you suggest we do?
Well, first of all, you have to stop acting like you're dead. Just, well, you're not acting like you're dead, but like, pull back a little bit more. Be nicer to the child.
I am being nice. This is nothing like how my father was to me. If I was like my father, I would not have even addressed them.
Okay, you're nothing like your dad, but still not great with kids.
What should I say? I told her the truth and I gave her her options. Maybe there's more options that I don't know about. I don't pretend to be an authority when it comes to raising children. I wasn't thinking I would let... Rika, cut me a break. I am in the middle of nowhere, in some town that isn't supposed to exist. Surrounded by... Well, thank God you, one of my friends. Some guy who was supposed to be dead for 3 years. A woman who was haunted by the most dangerous man in the land. And I have 3 children also looking at me for guidance. I can't even guide myself. What do you suggest we do?
Well, first of all, it would probably be great to know where she came from, because if she's from the village of Barovia, it's kind of hard for us to get her back.
She said she's from Valaki.
What?
I think she did.
Did?
I think all 3 of them were from Valaki, or at least Anna definitely was. Like, I remember that
I
Anna's
remember
parents lived...
specifically Hans and Gretel being from Valaki, but I think that she said she was from Barovia, but I would have to check the logs to make completely sure.
Was she
Okay,
from
in that
Brest?
case, must be none. I don't think she was from Kret. But, well, Rika, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I'm doing what I think is best. And since we're mentioning my father in this, I'm doing my best not to be like him. Because if I were, Hansel and Gretel would seem overjoyed compared to how I was during their age.
All right.
How do you suggest we handle this?
Well, I just don't feel like being called mom by all of this. It feels very wrong. Like,
I can understand that.
can we?
And it is within your right. Just
Okay.
listen. Chances are, depending on how things are going to go, we're not going to be in Valaki for that much longer. Maybe this is going to be the base of our operation, or just a place that we'll keep coming back to. Barovia is not safe for us. It's not safe for Irene. It's not safe for anybody. We make enemies there.
I agree.
You listen. You pulled some magic back there, and you managed to get Irene a position in the church. Perhaps you could do the same for Anna.
Can't get her place at the church.
Why not?
Well, because of the priest could only take one.
Yes, Jim? God clearing his
No,
throat
that's
from the
in
heavens.
Worlds. You see Vasily. What's with all the long faces? I'm 10 minutes late and you're already having a bad time.
10 minutes? 10
Well, give or
more
take
than
a few
30.
20.
It's more than 10 minutes, Vasily.
Give or take a few 20.
Come on.
Listen. I got you a meeting with the Bogomas. I feel like I need to deserve some credit here.
That is fair.
That is wonderful. Thank you.
So, what's going on, my friends?
Well, we were hoping we could go to your home now.
Oh, right now? Well, we didn't even have a few drinks yet. Well,
We will, as soon as we dump our kids
Oh, where?
to your house, presumably.
Oh, you want to put,
Temporarily.
yes.
You realize that when you offered us your hospital,
Well, yes, but I didn't realize, are you going to leave them unattended there? I'm not sure my home is completely childproof. But
it'll
Well,
be
we
all-
can't really buy a house in a day.
yes, but, tell you what, how about
Vasily,
we just,
you offered us.
you know what,
You offered us your hospitality.
You know what?
I hold you
think-
to your word.
How about this? I think I have some wine left at home. How about we just all stay there and just, have a few drinks?
All right.
That sounds good. Good. Where are the other two? The woman and the swordsman.
They're just over here.
All right. Well then, let's get
I mean,
going.
I think the woman is still with the cart. Saban went alone inside to get the drinks for both of them.
No, Irene went with you inside.
No.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Did I not make that?
The kids are unattended.
Yes, they are. I was surprised that you just chose to do that, but
Yeah, that's why.
Run back
Yeah,
to the cart.
yeah.
I was
that's
assuming
why
you didn't.
Saban asked
Honestly,
Irene.
I was assuming you only went out of earshot, like you still have it within eye of sight. I'm gonna
Yeah,
give you
no,
that.
we can see
Yeah.
them. We can see
Yes,
them.
yes.
Also, Saban would have told Irene, you can stay with the cart. He was just gonna go inside, get the drinks, and come back outside.
In that case, you're back by now.
All right. That's what I was wondering. Like, that's a long beer run I'm doing.
Yeah, I thought you went inside to drink a beer with Irene, but all right.
No.
We'll just assume that they went off by the car and then you got back and, you had a drink there while they were having their, counseling session. Well then, let's get
I've been in a
going.
bar. I just assumed there was a long line.
Never for you.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's get going then, my friends. Well, off to my house.
Yep.
So you'll go with Vasily then, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll follow him to his house.
Very good,
Where
very
is
good,
his
very
house?
good. Let me just take a moment because I completely forgot how this map works. Yeah, I'm completely... Didn't I have a legend for myself or did I delete that already? I'm an idiot. Yes, you make it to his house, which is... It's right... It's right here. Sounds reasonable.
Did you find it?
I never said a specific location, to be honest. So I'm just sort of like going like, okay, where would it make sense? Here. Yes, this is where his house is at. And always has been from the very get-go. From session 1, I had it planned. Now, you make it there, and it's definitely a sort of place where you can see some more fancier housings, right? And, yeah, it looks pretty. It's definitely some older structure. It looks a bit old, not particularly well taken care of. It definitely used to be much more fancy than it is nowadays. Somebody clearly didn't put much effort into, let's say, renovating or keeping it pretty. And, yeah, Vasily goes, well then, here we are. This is my humble home. Please excuse the fading paint job. But, yes, please, why don't you enter into my domain?
Thank you. Screech. He's gonna clean his feet on the mat and his shoes, and then he's gonna walk in.
Very kind of you. And, yeah.
Yep. Cleaning boots.
All right. Anna does too after seeing both of you do it.
Chris, we are screwed. You realize?
Yes, we are. We are parents now. We have to take responsibility. We can't.
I will take responsibility of this child. I have been called dad, okay? My paternal instincts have been activated. I am now dad. I have paternal instincts.
Right, so you'll go
They're
inside.
quiet, but they're there.
You'll go inside, and yes, you see a rather... Honestly, it's sort of reminding you of the way things looked in the Dorst Mansion where you went, where it was quite gaudy, quite, noble-esque looking. But as you enter here, there's definitely a touch of that, but less. As in, it looks like there's just a few spots where there's emptiness. Like, as if someone just moved furniture out. Like, a few select pieces of furniture are just missing. Anyway, this is my home. Please do take a seat over there. There is a, there's a seating possibility. Well, yes. Follow me to the guest room. Yes. How would you like? Perhaps yes. So if we're drinking, we probably want to put the children into. Yes, the guest bedroom. I can show you where that is. Right.
You wouldn't happen to have any food that the children can have?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Should have something on. I'm actually not quite certain. I was traveling away for quite a while, so I'm not sure I've got anything that's good. But I can check up. Maybe there's some dried meat somewhere around. There's a good possibility. Otherwise, yes, feel right at home. My home is your home.
For the foreseeable future.
For the foreseeable future, unless someone present here would be willing to enter relationship between. But that's a whole nother story entirely. Now, please do make yourselves comfortable.
Would be very kind of you to take their extended family with them.
Yes, we joke. Anyway, let's. I'm kidding. Of course, I'm very happy to share my home with you. You helped me quite a lot and definitely sped up my travels by quite a bit, so I'm happy to share my home with you for a few days.
I mean, there's a good chance she'd be dead if it...
I wouldn't say that far. I am trained within the art of fencing. I would have been able to take care of them. Maybe they would have gotten a few bruises onto me, and I would have been. It would have been a slight bother, but nothing else. It would have been just an annoyance rather than anything else, really.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely. Saban, what's that for?
My health. Wow.
You can. Oh, if that's for your health, for your level up, you can re-roll a 1.
I'll do it later.
Okay. In any case, what would you like to see first?
I suppose
Are you
we'll...
hungry or are you ready for bed?
Sort of dusting off some of the things.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, Chris. You go.
No, I was just asking where the bedroom, guest room was.
Oh, yes, I can show you right away. Perhaps you would like to get changed into something more comfortable. Yes, please follow me. I don't know, don't give me that look.
No, all right.
Lead the way.
All right, keep you calm, Lucille, keep you calm. Right, let's go. Here we have the guest room. Yes, and there's 2 beds in there. Some commodes. There's a little wardrobe there. It's empty, but a table, a night table. So this will do for 2 people. And other than that, I do have some pillows that you could use to perhaps make it more reasonable to sleep on the floor, the wooden boards. It's not as bad as it may sound. It's quite comfy sometimes.
It's very good. I like it.
Yes.
Thank you, Vasily.
You're welcome. Okay. You know what? I'll just I'll be honest with you. I'm a little. I don't quite know. I'm just. I'll try relax a little bit more. To be honest, I'm just kind of in this modus right now, when you listen, how do I say this? Just like, how do I say this? Interacting with nobility is exhausting. You always have to put up like this whole thing, and you need to, I just need to sort of calm down a little bit. I'm sorry.
Haven't met a lot of nobility, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I am noble, but I sometimes wish I wasn't. But yeah, the burgomaster, it's a whole thing. Anyway, sorry. Sure, this is the this is the guest bedroom. If you want, you can set yourself up in there. I will go get some wine, some glasses, and then we can have a little bit of maybe I'll get a bit of a fire going. And maybe we can have a sit around and just enjoy a good evening. All right? Okay,
Sounds
you can
good.
sort yourselves out. I'll call you when I've got something set up. And with that, he leaves you be. He's funny.
He is indeed.
He is.
Now, separate to decide the beds. How should we go about this? I'm going to take a pillow on the floor.
I mean, depends whether kids can share a bed or... because I don't want to assume, but I suppose Saban could take the floor. Remus is then also taking the floor, so
Well,
Sure.
I'm just throwing out ideas.
You know, for what it's worth, I don't mind taking the floor either.
all right.
Yeah, floor is closest to what I'm used to, so.
Do you have any sofas downstairs?
Yeah, there is one.
Okay. What?
Nothing.
What, Dad?
Nothing.
Come on.
I just said like, yeah, something along the lines of, oh my god, how could he have forgotten about something like that? He's like, oh yeah, sleep on the floor. Meanwhile, there's a sofa.
Well,
He really needs to get his A game on.
well,
Isn't he romantic?
Very romantic.
he's
He's definitely a person I want to start a relationship with.
Definitely.
if I was a woman, I would be head over heels.
Depending
you are
on
a
what
woman.
stuff you like, you may like the fact that he tells you to get on the floor.
Okay, I think.
If you want
One
less of a
bed.
mess, maybe.
Okay.
But he's a mess.
One bed for Hans, Greg, and Anna.
You know?
Other bed. Either Irene or Rika. And he has sofas downstairs, so Septimus and, Saban can bunk down there.
No, you can have the sofa. I'll sleep on the
I
floor.
mean, if there are two sofas, Sarah and Remus, Septimus and Irene can take the sofas. Yep. So
Okay.
kids have a bed. Rika has a bed. Septimus and Irene has a bed. Saban sleeps on the floor.
Sounds alright.
Saban has the floor.
He just stretches like fabric across the whole floor, and all of it is Saban.
It's like suddenly in the bedroom there's a bare carpet, except the bare carpet is Saban.
He doesn't shave.
Yeah, he basically maintains so that it doesn't become a bushy beard, but yeah, not a whole lot. Every few days.
Okay, well, got everything figured out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the wine bottle is about to be opened.
Need help with that?
Pop!
Saban will yell, need help with it?
No. I assure you. I'm gonna roll for it. Alright, he succeeds. Pop. There's an actual pop.
2 bottles, huh?
I spare no expenses.
Now's the moment he will get busy looking for the second bottle and try to open it quietly.
If you rush downstairs, you can't see a bottle with a second bottle. Yes. Sorry, in anticipation. Liz, why don't you have a seat? I already got a fire starting. We got a lot of seats here. There's a large couch here, and there's a little small thing here. I'll take this. And there's a table here. I've brought some glasses. Why don't you have a seat?
Very well. Saban takes the sword out from under his cloak and puts it against the wall.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, no, nothing. I was just, I suppose I was just, I don't know, it was just a bit of an Yes, of course, he would. Yes. Sorry, I just sort of instinctively saw a man as large as you draw a weapon, and I sort of just had a sort of reaction to that. I'm not sure. Yes, there must be something wrong with me.
The one proceeds to take a seat by the table.
In any case, no, but in all honesty, to be honest, I did wonder. You do seem to be quite adept in fighting.
Well, whatever has me survive the fight.
Did you learn it professionally at some point?
I had a teacher.
Were you a soldier? A teacher? Oh, so you had also actual lessons. You don't see that very often. So, you are noble of kind?
No, I was working for this guy, and he figured I'd be better protection if he trains me, so he beat me up for a couple of months.
Right. Well, to be completely honest with you, that does about sum up also my tutelage. Pretty good, yes. Well, it's, to be honest, like the way that you rushed in there to basically just, fearless as well. I was impressed.
Well, maybe I was beaten up too bad on the head at one point.
Well, you know what they say, bravery and stupidity can be considered one and the same, or not. I'm not certain how it goes.
Depends if you survive it or not.
That, I suppose, yes, that is a good point. That is how you can define it. If you do end up dead, it probably was stupidity. If you do survive, bravery. It sort of goes hand in hand with the whole idea of, history is written by the winners.
Well, victory is written by the one who writes down the history.
Yeah, well, yes, good point.
Which side they won depends what they're writing.
Yes, why don't you take a seat here?
Sure.
All right.
Is it the seat right next to him?
Yeah, sort of like on the edge of the couch. He's like in a sort of armchair.
Of course it is.
What's your passive insight?
My passive insight is insight's also wisdom, so it's right. Insight's
It's 10 plus your insight, basically.
yeah,
Your
it's
insight
also,
bonus.
it's also 15.
15. All
Yes.
right, yeah. He's trying to look particularly intellectual. Anyway, Septimus.
Is 14 enough to spot this out as well?
Yeah, actually it is. If you do
Alright,
have-
so Saban also knows it.
Like he's particularly just sort of like. Anyway,
Rika doesn't hold her wine glass like a fucking idiot. She holds it
yes.
like a fucking
Anyway,
actual
Septimus,
person.
it does take some convincing until you finally do manage to tell Anna that no, it's all right. A bed is meant to be sleeping in. You don't need to worry about ruining the sheet or something like that.
The fuck did these fucking... When we hide that level, I'm gonna kill some hags.
In any case, so yeah, you do manage to tuck them in. Yeah.
Tell them good night. Tell them it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. I'll see you in the morning. Have sweet dreams.
Right
Bye-bye.
downstairs.
Irene also is there with you and sort of does the same thing. She also seems to have grown somewhat attached to, well, mostly one of the children.
Anna.
No, I will say good night and sweet dreams to the kids as well, and tell
Oh yeah,
them
they're also in the room.
what.
They're also there. I doubt you
Yeah.
went like, sweet dreams, Anna, specifically.
Depends how much of a bitch I am.
In any
But
case.
no, I am gonna say goodnight to all the kids and be like, sweet dreams. We're gonna be just downstairs. Don't worry about it. I'll see you in the morning. Have sweet dreams. Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Yep. And with that, you two also join the conversation downstairs.
Yeah, just walk down there, go over to the table, grab a glass, So Vasily, what was going on in town square today? I heard there was some shoddy business going on.
Sorry, on the town square? Square?
Yes.
How many percent is this? Sorry, yes?
People were being stoned.
Oh,
To death, presumably.
yes. This is
Um,
this is an occurrence that is not uncommon to Valaki. It is, the pennies. Sometimes it feels like almost always somebody is in there, well, either alive or dead. But yeah, it's a thing. You must simply get used to it. Also, I would recommend if you do go by that, just sort of like half-heartedly throw a rock in. It's best to not gain any negative attention of you, because technically speaking, it is a law that if you do not participate in events, if you recall, you're sort of like doing hate speech, and that is a crime punishable.
That is an event. That was supposed to be one of the events made to keep spirits high.
Yes, it was actually. But it's not as much as a event. Normally the events are more like a weekly basis. This is more like a sort of like sub event. Actually, participating is optional, except if you're there, you do have to participate. So it's not really optional.
It's optional, except that it's not.
Yes, essentially. Well, as long as you're lucky,
Well,
there's
I
no
wasn't
guards around.
stopped on my way out of there.
Well, then, either
Well,
very
Saban,
lucky.
it's also kind of hard to stop you.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If I was a guard and I saw you, I'm not sure I would want to approach you about something as little as not throwing a rock.
What did those people today do in order to be thrown in there?
Oh, it can be just as much as not throwing a rock. Just as much as hate speech.
Does the
Out of character,
know
I wish
this?
I was playing a monk so I could get in that cage and catch the rocks and throw them back.
But to be honest, not completely. It's I'm not completely certain how it all works. If I recall correctly, the gallows is something that is used most rarely for sort of public cases, which like these are sort of full-blown events where you have to be there. These are sort of used more sparingly. Before that, the swords are more commonly used. For most crimes, it sort of depends on the severity of the crime as well. If you do something as little as hate speech, you probably get brought to the Reformation Center. And if you resist Reformation, then you could end up there. In the stall.
So if you make an ass of yourself.
That's terrible. We shouldn't laugh about that.
Perhaps not. So is there a reason why exactly they are wearing donkey masks in there? Or was that something that only those were doing?
Yeah, I think it is actually sort of a joke like that. I never got that.
Nah, it's weird. It's weird.
Making an ass.
This wine is very good.
Oh yes, it is. I think it's quite old as well.
So do you have any notes for us about meeting the burgomaster tomorrow?
Well, yes, no, sorry, when you're meeting the burgomaster, right?
Yep.
Yes, basically just don't be too open, He is nobility, he is, well, for lack of a better term, a politician of sorts. And there's always a sort of there's this whole sort of game of etiquette as well as public appearance. For example, there's many different scenarios. If you were to talk him on the plaza, he had to act differently as if you were talking with him completely by himself. Basically, just remember that like basically all nobility, you can't trust them.
But be presentable when we meet him.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Be presentable.
Okay.
I felt
When are
like
we
there might
meeting him tomorrow?
Sorry?
When are we meeting him tomorrow?
Oh, I should probably lead with that. Yes, he said he would be available from 2 to 3.
Okay. So I may have time to get something more presentable than travel clothes.
It should all be eminently doable.
Get a bath. Actually, wait, no, I don't need to clean. I just press the detection, clean a whole square foot.
That is a neat little trick.
It's a very neat little trick.
It is.
It's much easier if I fold up all my clothes.
I can see now why they did only ban like real spells rather than cantrips. That's... this is rather comfy. He's starting to actually relax a little.
Saban, do you think you want to smoke?
I had one earlier, but I wouldn't be opposed to getting
Could
a
I
second
try
one.
this time?
Sure, let me just prepare it. One takes out his pipe.
Oh, would you mind if I also gave it a try?
I suppose it's fine.
Rika takes out her smoking pipe.
Oh, would you mind if I
Are you
gave that
alright?
one a try specifically?
You're all right with people smoking in your house?
Oh, it's no issue. I mean,
I
I have
suppose
a
you can just open the
fireplace.
window.
There's smoke anyway.
That's true. Rika's gonna fill hers
Spawn
with...
lights it up, takes a couple puffs and hands it over to Septimus.
Rika's gonna fill hers with the usual herbs. She's not smoking tobacco. Light it up and get it going before passing it over to Vasily.
Yep. Vasily takes...
So as we drug the poor man.
Yeah.
It's
He also takes a whiff and goes, "Ooh, that is definitely what is that?"
well, it's a variety of herbs.
Oh,
Do you want me to list all of them, or
No.
just?
I just it does have a very distinct herb like taste.
Some of them are mildly psychedelic.
Yes, I believe that's enough for now.
It's not like you're gonna, get crazy hallucinations or anything.
That is good to hear. I'm already feeling a little drowsy from the wine. In any case,
Septimus is going to take Saban's pipe and kind of go closer to him and whisper in his ear. I've heard things about your family. I found out some stuff with Mika.
so what have you been up to? I hope you like the city.
Yeah, mine's more tobacco than herbs. Unlike Rika's.
I'm gonna have to go.
Oh, all right.
As I said earlier.
Oh shit! I
Yeah.
completely lost track of time.
Yeah, it's that time.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. Have a good time.
alrighty.
We'll be
Bye-bye.
starting a
He goes
break
off on a
now as
trip.
well.
Yeah, Rika goes on a trip